right, welcome back to the show. If you had some hope last time that the podcast was going to be slightly positive, we're back to negative because I have my brother, Colton Sizemore, on this podcast, and he's more negative than I am.
It's referred to as realistic.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
There's realistic, and then there's we're all going to die mentality. It's not. It's
we're not all going to die. We're all just going to not have a good time.
Yeah, there you go. Well, like, a realist would say, like, sometimes we're going to have a good time and sometimes we're not going to have a good time.
No,
that's the realistic way.
A realistic way would be like the majority of the time it's not going to be a great time. There is good here.
That's the
this is the most
definition
depressing. Okay, we've got to restart
the definition
this. I
of
don't like this. I don't like.
No. This is going straight in
story.
there.
I'm being sarcastic. There's great aspects about life.
No. My brother's a great person, not always a...
I'm arguing for the sake of arguing. It's whatever.
No, it's fantastic. My brother on the show. So happy that he actually can be on the show for the first time.
Yay.
So why don't you go ahead and take one for the audience, as that is the title of the show, and even though I forget sometimes, it still needs to happen. Go.
There you go.
Thanks for that for no reason. All right, so I ranted on that, like, my first solo podcast that I did a while back. I talked about Halo, the TV series, because the trailer came out and it was a terrible trailer, and I wanted to rant about it, and that's all I talked about on that podcast. And it was a horrible rant, and I hated it so much. But I realized, like, after a lot of thought, I tried to give it a try, and obviously, with a lot of people, I understand there's a lot of time and effort that takes place into making a TV series, into making a film. What are you doing?
What?
Why can I see your toes? I don't know. Anyway, I realize there's a lot of time and effort that goes into making a TV series. But okay, I'm gonna preface this before we actually get into the ranting. And there's gonna be a lot of ranting. I do want to preface this with our history of Halo. You and I both grew up on Combat
Halo
Evolved.
CE.
Yeah, Combat Evolved.
The original, the OG.
Yeah, the greatest game of all time.
Correct.
And when the servers closed down, it was the saddest day of all time.
And then they reopened, and it's been good. Except nobody joins them.
No, I mean, they're still up, but it's
There's
upsetting.
like 5 people that play.
Yeah, and then there's the Master Chief Collection, which just butchered that entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the online is fine.
I don't mind Master Chief Collection.
It's not the same, though.
It's... CE, yeah, there's aspects that they changed about it, and then there's aspects that they changed about it, but I think it's still good. I like the Master Chief Collection still.
Yeah.
Infinite, they did good with.
Yeah, well, all the way through, like all the Bungie movies, all the Bungie video games are great. Like Halo 1 through 3, legendary.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did a good job. It's weird the way they ordered Halo. They did Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST Reach, 4, and then 6. There's no 5. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, going back to the Star Wars way of ordering things, like, let's do the middle first, and then we'll go back and do the prequels, and then we'll do the freaking sequel trilogy.
Yeah, they skipped the number 5. I don't know why they did that, but I
don't know.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, I like to skip number 5.
I don't think you got the joke.
No, I got the joke.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got the joke.
It's like I couldn't tell if you were playing along if you got the joke.
No. Yeah. Everyone would like to forget Halo 5.
Yeah, they made a Halo 5. It's just...
Yeah, they made a Halo 5, but we're not going to mention the Halo 5 because Halo 5 is Halo 5 and no one likes Halo 5.
It's a piece of garbage.
It's trash. But, okay, so obviously, big fan of the first 3 video games. I enjoy Halo 4. There are some repetitive aspects about the gameplay that I really don't like.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the story of Halo, and I don't know that I actually recently figured this out. There's a lot of people in the Halo community that don't like the story where they humanized Master Chief.
I like aspects about it. I don't want to make him like we're going to talk about Weepy Boy in the show.
Yeah.
But if he has some soul, like I understand he's got 2 defining characteristics. He's stoic and he's awesome. Like that's literally there's no other defining characteristics about him. He gets the job done.
Yeah, one of those was characteristic traits. Like, he's stoic. Great. What's the next one? He's awesome.
Yeah,
like,
he's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I can't say bleep this on the show, but there's 2 defining aspects.
Oh yeah, that was. No. I mean, he's not a hard character. He's not a complex character.
No.
But I do appreciate the range of emotions that they got with him through Halo 4 and even through Halo Infinite. And to a degree, they did explore some things in Halo 5 that are somewhat intriguing.
What?
Not everything about that is the worst thing ever.
What game? You said Halo 5?
Well, it's like it's a game I made up in my head.
Okay, cool.
In my mind, they made a 5th game, which I don't know why they skipped over it. It's a weird thing.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, he's not a hard character to get wrong. I'm prefacing this because, man, man, later on.
They got him wrong.
He's not. Yeah, they got him wrong. It's not a hard character to get wrong. He's very stoic, and even in like the first 3 original games, Master Chief is intentionally sort of bland in some way, so the character can kind of, so the player can
be the character. Yeah,
can be his character. It's more engrossing for the video game character because it's it's a video game. It's not a movie. Even then, you got some characteristic qualities of Master Chief and who he is. He's a no nonsense. He gets in there. He gets the job done. He kills.
He's a
everyone in the
soldier.
room.
Like that's just And I get the aspect of, I guess, in the show where they're trying to humanize him because soldiers are people too. This is not normal soldier. This isn't your like everyday guy, and they make him seem like an everyday kind of like.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So I do want to talk about Halo Infinite for a second, and as my own personal opinion with the game Halo Infinite, I love this game. I think it is very much a revitalization of what everyone thought, everyone missed about Halo, what they didn't think they got in Halo 5. I'm thankful for 343 for listening and for going back to the Halo roots, because that feels like a Halo game.
I got two opinions on Halo Infinite. I think it's a return to form by a large margin, because the other 2 games, I mean, Halo 4 again, we discussed that. But I think it's a return to form to an extent. Obviously, they're still trying to make money by just making it, let's make the next 5 games all DLCs to Halo 6, which is... obviously, it's a money scam, or money scheme. That's just all they're trying to do. And I don't like that aspect, but I do like that it feels like Halo again.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like... Halo 4... Despite me liking aspects about it, and I like the game, I guess, in general, it doesn't feel like Halo. Halo 5 is not Halo, and then Halo 6, Halo Infinite, feels like Halo again. So I like that aspect.
Yeah. There are moments in that game where there are music cues that kick in. You can like climb all the way to the top of a mountain, and then just like the Halo theme kicks in, like it feels epic and awesome. And then you jump off the mountain and then land on an alien, kill yourself. But it's fantastic.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm actually playing through the video game like for the 3rd time in a row.
Yep.
Because it's just so freaking entertaining, and you can play it so many different ways. And I really like that about it. And I really like the open world aspect. It's one of the most fun Halo games. I don't think anyone can really say that like, oh, it's a fun for the Halo Infinite Halos. It's a fun game.
I like even the multiplayer. I thought they did a very good job as well. Like, I mean, I'm probably gonna go play it with the boys tonight. It's gonna be good
with the boys.
But yeah, I like the game. So.
It's a good game. So let's preface that with Halo 3. So the history of Halo 3. What am I saying? The Halo series.
Yeah.
So the Halo series has had a history. There was a long development process for this series. It was originally going to be made into a movie with Peter Jackson back in the day. That would have been, I think, freaking awesome. That was around like the time where Lord of the Rings was a thing, and Peter Jackson was going to be in development for a Halo movie, but no one really knew how to do a video game movie correct back then, so it's hard to say if that would have been.
They don't still.
Hey, Sonic the Hedgehog is a masterpiece of a movie, and it's better than most things that have come out.
Because it's the only movie that came out in 2021.
It is wonderful. You can fight me on that. Hey, Sonic the Hedgehog is a masterpiece.
You know, I'm not going to even get into that one, because
it's awesome. So... there's been a whole like development hell process about this entire series, and Steven Spielberg was part of it for a while, and I'm not sure if he's part of it now. I have not done my research on if he's part of it or not. I don't really care.
I don't think so. Let's also preface this where they've tried to make a bunch of different Halo series and movies before, and they've all sucked.
Yeah.
So bad. So incredibly bad.
The Halo Nightfall and Halo 4 Until Dawn, that was trash. Except for the entrance of Master Chief, that was cool.
It wasn't even that cool. It was so-so. I was just like, bruh, what is this?
I mean, plastic garbage suit aside, it was not a bad entrance where he just stabbed an elite in the back and like, punk, hello, I'm Chief.
It was okay at best.
Funny enough, my voice that I just did right there is a little more accurate to Chief's voice than whatever they do in this series. So let's get to this. So they finally came out with a Halo TV series after doing a bunch of rewrites and a bunch of production problems that they had an issue with.
A lot of good their rewrites did.
Dear heaven to Betsy, it's not good. It didn't pay off. I'm just gonna get to it. It's not good.
You a 50-year-old woman?
I don't know. I can't curse on this. I have to say some things.
That's fair enough.
My go-to curse word in this podcast is like, I don't know, heaven to Betsy and like a turd.
Anyway.
Back to Halo. So, man, there wasn't really. I mean, there was no hype going into this.
No.
And my big issue with this series right now is I don't know who the creators made this for, because I don't know. I really don't know, because if you look at the behind the scenes and the development of this, the director and the writers did not play the game.
Bro, what?
And I don't know.
That's enough said. Like,
I don't know.
That's enough said.
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's the same thing with 343 when they made Halo 5, that they said I think it was the president of 343 said, "Oh, well, I didn't know Master Chief was the main character."
Gracious.
Bro, what the heck?
Yeah. So they didn't play the game, and it's very evident from the first episode of the entire series, because it has none of the... So, to preface this again, they made the announcement that this is going to be an alternate timeline from the video game. So this
At
is
least
not,
that.
thank God, this does not take place in the video game timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, because if it did, there'd be so many retcons and changes.
Yeah.
But at the very least, what you could do is, if you're going to branch your timeline into a completely different timeline from the video games, the very least you could do is keep the feel of Halo. Because otherwise, why would you be making a Halo TV series? If you're not a fan of Halo, if you don't respect the games, why would you use the Halo IP for that? Unless you're just looking to make a quick buck, which is what they're doing.
That's what the series
Literally
is.
only is. So, in the first episode, the things they get right, like 1 or 2 action pieces, are actually pretty cool. When the Spartans come down for the first time, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting.
Jumping is terrible.
The CGI is trash.
CGI was made by an 8-year-old in Cambodia.
But
I think you're gonna have to cut that.
I might. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it also differs, because if you look at like the wide shots, the space shots, like there is time and detail in every single one of those shots.
Yeah.
Like the spaceships, like all
Like,
that stuff.
some of the
cool.
employees cared. The
Yeah.
writers did not.
No, the writers didn't care at all. But like when you have Chief jumping or landing or a gun being dropped, like for some reason a gun being dropped on the ground with CGI.
I don't
know why.
I don't know.
I think it's like an infamous shot where Chief throws the gun on the ground and it just slides away, and it's just CGI.
There's also another infamous shot where he throws a plasma pistol. He shoots it. It's CGI, and then when he throws it down, it's an actual prop, but they forgot to paint it, so it's just this gray blob.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how do you forget that?
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot of aspects that are poorly done.
Yeah,
and
the time and effort
the
doesn't seem
elites
consistent.
don't look good. The elites look
man.
like brutes, which is stupid.
Yeah, the way they're formed, like the elites were very well designed in the fact that they stood out from the brutes. They're skinny, slim, and
They're agile.
They're agile.
That's the main
brutes are
thing.
just like, and
Yeah.
these guys are the brutes. And
Yeah.
also, they don't have like when the Covenant invade like a human facility for the first time. There's not any Covenant formations. It's just a bunch of big Chad-looking elite guys walking in and just absorbing bullets.
I know. It's just not.
There's no grunts. There's no jackals. Nobody else. Just a bunch of Chad elites.
Chad elites.
They just look like muscular Chad elites. Like Chongus elites.
Wart.
One of them has said war, which is actually
I saw
fun.
that. I saw the meme and I was like, at least that. I'll take that. That's a small win from the series.
I mean, you're trying to find things that like resemble the old Halo series, like war. He said the phrase.
He said yeah, I remember in college, when I was still in college, we were on the library studying, and we would just, on all our speakers, we would time it right, and we'd all blast the wart sound in the whole library. And so it's like 1 a.m, we're all studying, and it's just 3, 2, 1, wart, and it's that good memories. Anyway,
It's like a bajillion wonderful memes that have come from just an alien's like wart.
wart.
It's so weird.
And he like shakes his
They
head.
have a few of
the
that.
original, the CE.
Oh man,
Yeah.
like the original like designs for every elite dying. It's so wonderful.
They did so good back in the day, and then now it's just evolved.
They even do
They're
it-
evolving, but backwards. It's just stupid.
You're going backwards. And what is it like? It's really inconsistent, like the CGI, but not like that. Like the quality in general. Like some of the moments, like when Master Chief is like shooting an elite in the face, like the blood on that, like that's pretty sweet. And then there are other moments
They forgot to paint a prop.
where he's like jumping from one place to another, and it just looks like a Mario figure. Like
Wee! It's a me, Master Chief.
it's like what's the Family Guy meme? Like, I jump on the turtle, Stewie. It's not an exciting life, but it's my life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that's what it looks like. It's poorly done. And I'm no animator. I'm an engineer. I have no idea how much effort it takes to animate things. But it looks bad. I mean, like, you would at least notice it looks bad.
Yeah.
I don't know where the budget went to, probably lining their pockets or whatever.
I don't know. The budget is really inconsistent because they're like literally some shots you'll get like really cool sweeping shots of the city. And, like there's a person down there with an entire backstory, and they're just walking like it's so freaking detailed. Those humongous wide shots, and then they'll like get the close-in shots with like the prop design, and it's like plastic looking.
Yeah,
like Master Chief's armor, like some of the time looks pretty good in some close-up shots, but other shots where he's walking around, and it just looks like it's about to fall off.
And also, one of the more iconic things about Chief, he never takes off his helmet. This whole show, he has no helmet, bruh.
Like, man, yeah, Chief and not only they don't build up to it either. Like first episode, he takes off his helmet. Not only does he takes it out, he doesn't put it back on either. Like the entire episode, he just takes it off. In the dumbest way possible. Also, let's talk about Mr. Whiny Boy. Okay, what you said about Master Chief at the beginning was a pretty good summarization of his character.
Yeah.
He's stoic and he's awesome.
Yes.
But he also doesn't say jack and just does.
He doesn't speak. Yeah, he does. His actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And even for your Halo 4 haters out there, even in Halo 4, when he's upset, he's still following orders and doing his job.
Yeah, until he said, "No, sir," which is... You cannot convince me that was one of the coolest moments in all of Halo.
Dude, that's just like, yeah.
He just squares up to this short little dude, and he's like, what are you going to do? I can punch you across 6 football fields. What do you want?
He's very confident, too, when he said that. Like, the general who was talking to Chief, it's like, I order you to surrender that AI. Like, I was like, I order you to surrender that AI. It's Chief.
I know. I'm like, are you dumb?
That man's breastplate could kill me.
Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? He could kill me very instantly.
So stupid.
So the man mopes around. Not only does the man mope around immediately, like the build up to any of these characters is really bad because he goes from fighting all the aliens, the introduction of Master Chief fighting all the aliens and wiping house, doing a not bad job. It's not a terrible action scene if you watch it all the way through. Goes from that to immediately moping around after he sees a clip of his family in, I don't know, some kind of
he doesn't know his
meter.
family. He was literally checking his child. He doesn't know his family. He doesn't know his family exists, bro.
There's a thing that pops out, and then I don't know how this works because this wasn't in Halo.
He grabs the alien joystick.
Yeah, alien joystick. He touches it, and then he gets flashbacks of his family. I don't know how that works. And then he mopes around.
Movie magic. Movie plot magic. Plot with quotation marks, but
yeah. And so after that, he's like sitting like depressed the whole episode, like you're Master Chief, man up. And just
I know.
Cut it out.
I think that kind of defines this generation. Is everybody's kind of wussy, and so they want to make shows that's relatable to all the wusses.
Yeah. I don't know who I am. I don't care. I don't care, man.
Grow up and get a job.
Yeah. And going back to like the feel of Halo, like they don't. It's very evident that the creators of the show do not know the feel of Halo because this doesn't feel like a Halo TV series. It feels like some kind of random sci-fi channel mixed with some kind of HBO melodrama. This is not Halo. Like the Covenant are in the first part of it, and then for like the next 2 episodes, they're barely in it. Like the Covenant they're not even like the main antagonist. They ran out of
budget. They ran out of budget for their CGI. That's all it is.
I don't know, because some of the CGI shots are freaking great, so clearly they have the budget. I just don't know if they have the effort or the writing ability.
They used all their budget in one shot, and they're like, oh.
We got really detailed establishing shots, and then the CGI artist came over there is like, yo, we ran out of money. Like, oh. Okay.
Ran out of money, we quit. Bye.
Oh, well, let's make Master Chief's armor on a cardboard. We'll put that in there.
Bro, I've seen cosplay armor that looks better than his. Like, what are we doing?
So the whole feel like the Covenant aren't even like the main antagonist. It's the UNSC that's the main antagonist for like, the first few episodes.
That's actually a fair thing. That's actually kind of matching Halo in my opinion.
It isn't really. Or is it? Or is it like in the newer Halos?
No,
because the first two
in all the older
in any way, shape, or form.
In the I guess in the books that correspond with the old ones, and these were made at the same time. Is what was it? It's not the UNSC, but dang it, I forgot. It's been a hot minute. I haven't looked at this stuff in a while, but they were always very, very, very sketchy. And so it's understandable. Okay, yeah, the UNSC is not great. Like, okay, that's actually part of Halo.
That does not need to be your main plot thread.
No, it's the Covenant. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I don't care if that happens in the books. Here's the thing. It's the same thing with the Star Wars movies. If you're telling me I have to go read a Star Wars book to know what happens in the next movie, that's stupid.
I've read one book, so in all fairness,
Yeah.
like I know some of the plots of the other books, but also I don't have time to go do that. I'm not really going to go read a video game book. I don't care.
Like it's the same. Like the video games are the main draw of the series, and so if you're going to be expecting me to go back and read those books, then screw you. I'm not going to do it. Like the whole point of adapting this series was coming from a video game. That was the origin, and that's what Halo generally resides in video game form. So you're taking the video game and breaking that into a TV series, and again. Since you're going off script, essentially from the original timeline, and you're making your own timeline, you at least need to capture the feel of the original video games, or it's not a Halo TV series.
That's what it was. Like Halo is defined by the first three, and that's everybody knows that.
It is a military sci-fi, and then like I feel like the military sci-fi works because it's a group of Marines with equipment that you can understand and relate to, against freaking space and like aliens with freaking weapons that we don't even know, and the worst weapon of all time, the freaking plasma pistol. That was the stupidest weapon ever.
I don't know. Using it to break shields and then swapping weapons is not terrible.
I don't know if you're good at it. Sure, I just suck at it.
I never disliked the weapon because obviously shooting single shot with it's terrible. But if you
Yeah.
charge it up, and then as soon as you see an enemy, blast, and then you can swap weapons. It's a pretty decent weapon.
Yeah. And it only got outdone by the plasma rifle, which is the worst piece of garbage weapon that's ever been put in Halo ever.
I like the plasma rifle in CE. I don't know. You call me stupid. I liked it in CE.
I'll call you stupid.
I wouldn't use it that often, but when I did use it, I liked it.
It's like da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. I just did 2 amount of damage. Like
No. The plasma rifles in CE, that one you could just, it was the equivalent of a machine gun. You could just...
Oh, Combat Evolved, like that's different. I'm talking about the most recent plasma rifle. Like there's a plasma rifle. That's just like a 2-shot thing.
Repeater, I think.
That thing is the dumbest thing ever.
Illogical. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Of all the weapons, like it's never a weapon you ever
Again,
want to have.
a lot of the new weapons. You're evolving, but backwards. Like, what do you?
I mean, some of the weapons.
How are the weapons getting worse as time goes on? I don't understand.
I don't understand. We need a new weapon. What could we do? Like the plasma rifle, but worse.
So dumb. Sorry, I'm gonna be yawning a lot. I'm cutting weight right now, so I'm just.
I got bangs under my eyes. I'm wearing a t-shirt and a coat. None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
What is it? I'm Hawkeye in the Avengers. Like we're in a floating city and I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
I've lost 11 pounds in the last 3 weeks, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I hate cutting weight. Did you see the voice actor for Master Chief did during COVID? He would let people buy. Voice clips off him, so he would go. He would do like a little podcast show, and they'd like make donation. Here's a $5 donation. Say this line. Yeah. And I just love the one where he says, "Cortana, I'm too dummy thick. I cannot sneak up on the Covenant. It's probably from the." And I'm like, bro,
yo.
That was funny.
I love that guy. Like he loves.
He's
Master
genuinely
Chief.
a funny person too. Like
I think he just loves his job.
I would too, dude. If you're the voice of Master, first of all, voice acting is the most chill job ever. Like you don't have to do anything.
You get to come into a studio and like, what do you want me to say? Great, and you don't get. There's no sweating involved. You can eat while you're doing it. It's like bowling. It's no offense to voice actors. Great job if you're a good voice actor. If you suck at voice acting, what are you doing?
No, you don't get hired because there's like 5 of them in existence. I mean,
there's some trashy voice actors.
Yeah.
But what is it? Let's talk about Pablo the Chief, because it's not Chief, it's Pablo.
Yep.
It's not Chief. He's Mopey Boy.
Yep.
What is it? In the Halo TV series, not only he's taking off his helmet, he's taking off all of his gear, and he's walking around in a pajama suit the entire time, like stretchy outfit.
I don't mind that. That's the lore. I understand that. But what are you doing?
No, listen, hear me out. He's in skin tight outfit. Literally, Master Chief looks more like Cortana than Cortana does in this series.
Halo 4 Cortana.
Halo 4 Cortana, guys.
Some people will know.
You'll get, guys, you'll understand about Halo 4
all
Cortana.
the guys will understand.
Halo 4 guys will understand and appreciate Halo 4
There's
Cortana.
a reason everybody likes Halo 4 for one aspect. Enough said. Anyway.
Yeah, let's talk about Cortana for a second. That ain't Cortana. What is that?
I don't
Who is that?
know.
Who is that goth chick that has a problem with her parents that just walked into the show? That girl is dressed up in like dark-haired, sparkly outfit.
I haven't
who
actually
just
seen
told her
this.
mom, like, I like Cortana, and her mom went to the store and bought her a discount Cortana outfit, and now she's walking into the series really confident, like, I'm
Can I
Cortana.
see? I want to
It
see
is
pictures because I
garbage
haven't
looking.
actually seen this.
Man, it is.
To preface, I've only seen bits and pieces of the show because I cannot be bothered to watch.
I'm not up to the 5th episode.
I don't watch TV very often.
I'm up to episode 4, and that I can't. It's like Euphoria, but at least Euphoria is good.
You watched Euphoria?
Yeah, it's got some good stuff in it, but it's also
Okay.
morally reprehensible.
Bro.
Yeah. All right, so to clarify, you don't know what Cortana looks like?
I've
in the
seen
TV?
pictures where she just looks like she's wearing a normal get
Yeah,
up.
this is what she looks like.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, that's Karen. That's not Cortana.
That's not
Karen.
It's,
She looks like a
Can-
Karen.
It's
Like, let's be
Cantana.
real.
It's Cantana.
Cantana.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
no,
jokes are stupid.
That was a really dumb one.
Yeah, you're really dumb.
Have you
one.
played the new Lego Star Wars, by the way? Because I heard it was phenomenal, and I think I'm going to get it.
Dude, looks good.
I think I'm going to play it just because you can multiplayer with the boys. I'm probably going to jump on that with a couple of the guys.
Man, I mean,
It's the only time I play games anymore if it's with the boys. That's sad. I don't have time
with the
otherwise.
boys.
With the boys.
Now, what is it? When Halo, when the Star Wars game, the Lego Star Wars game has way more better lightsaber combat than most Star Wars games.
Honestly, it does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it. I think. 'Cause
And apparently, I really like that they put this detail in there. If you have different characters, like just square up and stand next to
Yeah,
each
they
other,
do
they'll
different
have like
lines.
different dialogue.
yeah, they did a good job with that.
What was it? Mace Windu stands next to Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin's like begging Mace Windu for like a seat on the council. And like Mace was like, "Huh, nah."
Yeah, they got. What was it? I love the Yoda one where Yoda walks up to Palpatine and he says, "You don't look very good. What happens?"
A scrotum you resemble.
Look like my if not green.
There's gonna be a lot of editing.
Yeah, this is going to be a very edited podcast.
I'm gonna pick and choose what I keep in here, so this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I won't make you look bad, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen the Halo TV series, don't watch it. It's not a way. It's if you're a Halo fan, there's no real reason to watch it.
Terrible.
It's not Halo. For Tim, like I had a podcast with Tim as a reason. We talked a little bit about Halo before the podcast, and we were talking about the writing of the series. It's not good. We're talking about the effects of the series. It's not good. We're talking about the story. It's not good. We all know where this story is going. And like, what is it? The Covenant lady for some reason, because apparently the Covenant adopted a human.
That's lore accurate.
It's also stupid. I don't care if it's lore accurate. It's still stupid.
Fair enough.
The whole point of the Covenant is like they're genociding humans, and they're like, oh, let's keep this one.
They've done it before.
Like, why? Because she's kind of hot. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So
I don't know. That's a pretty good reason.
I don't know. I feel like that's a great reason.
Those are good reasons.
Those are good reasons.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Those are
good
those
reasons.
Are great reasons. Those of you who I don't know if anyone knows who that is anymore. Charlie Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Charlie Brown is. If you don't know who Charlie Brown is, stop watching. Like, you're not welcome. Go away.
I feel like this entire generation does not know what Charlie Brown is.
You're not welcome. It sucks.
Poor guy with who lost his hair at a young age. Really,
He's not a cancer patient.
it's not a poor freaking Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown's got one strand of little curly hair on the front.
My dude, Charlie Brown. Master Chief is Charlie Brown. That's canon, dude. And like in the cutscenes, like with Halo, with the old Halo, where they show young Master Chief, he's bald and he's also looks depressed. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown.
Where's his Linus? Cortana is his Linus.
No. Charlie Brown stole Linus's blanket, which is why Cortana's blue.
He just threw it over.
Just threw it over a woman. He's like, there she is.
That sounds like it's just some random woman he kidnapped. Threw the blanket over her, threw it over his back, and just carries.
No, he didn't even kidnap her. He just threw a blanket over her and said, "You're coming with me now." You know that meme where they grab like a small kid.
You're
like,
my friend now. We're having soft tacos tonight.
Da 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 da. That's
love that.
Cortana. That's where Cortana
It's Cortana. Just some random.
Charlie Brown kidnapped a woman and could have put Linus's blanket over her.
This is the worst description of Halo ever. Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
I ruined it. Everything I touch is ruined.
Everything I touch gets ruined.
I've killed it. I have everything I touch is ruined.
No, Snoopy is the Arbiter.
I like this. Nope, you just brought it back around.
This
That
is
was
great.
perfect.
No,
Perfect.
this
Perfect
makes
connection.
sense. Hear
Perfect
me.
connection.
Hear me out.
We see your connection there.
Yeah. Going back to the Halo series right now, like the main conflict is not the Covenant. The main conflict is like the melodrama, human aspect of it, and that's not
This
Halo.
is not MTV.
And that's a lot of creations nowadays. Like it's so heavy-handed, so preachy, and the story has just been done to death at this point, and not in a good way. Not in a way where you can bring something new to it, or at least approach it in a way where you're not shoving the message down your throat.
Yeah. Just a lot of stuff is just not that good anymore. There's a lot of just crap. Like, for example, I think you did a podcast about this recently, like the prequel or the sequels of Star Wars. They're all bad. They just suck. Like, you're never going to recapture something that was that good. And it had all of the budget in the world. And it still sucked. Mm-hmm. Like, it's utterly disappointing.
I partially believe, and I think this really started with Disney with Rian Johnson. And I do like Rian Johnson as a director, but there's a whole mentality that I feel like he started with that movie. Mm-hmm. It's the studios versus the fans. And when Rian Johnson and the studios really started defending The Last Jedi and saying, like, if you don't like this movie, you just didn't get it, or you don't like this movie, you're just an idiot, or you're just dumb.
Who are you making it for? Who pays you?
I mean, there's a whole divide between the people who have the budget, who make the shows that we consume, and they hate you for it. And if you don't like it, and you have good reasons for not liking it, they just say, "Oh, you just didn't get it." Like, no, I don't have to like your crap.
Yeah.
Like and also, like, none of these people really respect like what it actually like. I don't truly believe that Disney really respects what Star Wars really is, or what Star Wars meant for some people.
I don't think they even care.
They see the paycheck, and it's exactly what they're doing. And some things are the exception. Marvel, there's some genuine heart in those movies.
Yeah.
And even like Spider-Man No
They're
Way
not
Home,
perfect.
that's a great example.
No Way Home was one of the few exceptions I've seen recently.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Because there's some heart in that movie, and it is well-earned, well-deserved. And even Endgame, like, for the flaws that I have with that movie, that's a well-made movie. And even Infinity War, which I even think is better, that's a well-constructed movie in every way. But there are a lot of movies now that just are out there to earn a paycheck, and they are not there to respect the material like Halo. They're not there to respect the material. It's there to gain that IPA, the IPA of Halo, but not really understanding why the IPA got to be where it is today.
That you nailed it. They're using the name. That's all it is. That's all
the name.
It's dumb.
And they got they have elements in there like the gun looks the same, and Master Chief armor kind of looks the same, and then this element kind of looks the same, and then everything else is different. They're adding its and pieces of like, do you remember this? Do you remember this? With their stories that are generic and terrible.
Yep. It's just.
Yay! Welcome back from the edit.
Welcome back from the long edit of
long edit of
some expletives.
We couldn't. We can't say things. I'm gonna go watch Moon Knight, play Halo, and go to bed.
I'm probably gonna go play Infinite with the boys, and sit there home alone with my cat.
All right. Well, I'm done. Thanks, man, for coming on. Appreciate you coming to talk to me about nonsense that we both hate.
Yeah, because. Screw this series.
And the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, not all of Halo. I love Halo. Just
Halo's
not this
great,
part.
just not this part. Yeah.
All right, my guy Ernesto, roll those credits.